statute yet. So right now, he still doesn't have post, right of publicity. So what is his bill saying? Is it just giving him the right under any cost, or are there exceptions, or the limitations to a state's ability to sue someone for using their likeness?
Yeah, all of these statutes do have certain common provisions. For example, how long does a right of publicity last after death? I mentioned 70 years in California. Some states is 20 years. Some states is 50 years. I recall one state is 100 years. So it
what
varies.
is Minnesota proposing?
Minnesota is kind of quirky. They're proposing a minimum of 50 years. And it would only expire if there was proof that the estate was no longer using it. So presumably it could go on forever and ever, which some commentators have pointed out that's kind of unusual. Although there are some states that may have a common law scheme where it's not clear how long it lasts, so presumably it would last forever. But there are also exceptions built in for news media, sportscasts, advertisers who might, like for example, a newspaper they're printing an ad, although that's kind of funny because newspapers are a dying breed, but they might print an ad from a grocery store that has prints in it. So they didn't know that the advertiser didn't have permission to use prints as images. So they tried to build in shield liability from someone in that position of that newspaper. But there's always this tension between First Amendment in terms of news gathering and also in terms of creative works, between the right of publicity and the right to report news and the right to create work. So if I wanted to paint do a painting of Prince, can his estate, if this bill passes, could they stop me from painting a picture of Prince and selling it? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of case law that says, there's an inherent right and a public interest in First Amendment freedom of expression, and so we can't let celebrities stop people from creating creative works. I could have thought of a better way to say that, but now that's different from you copying someone else's work. If I took a photo of Prince and then someone comes and copies my photo and paints it, well, then I might have a claim against that person for copyright infringement of my photo, which would necessarily be a claim that Prince's estate could bring. But so there's always this tension.